Sometimes you just need to take a couple seconds to just cool off. When your computer start acting up, start agitating you, start frustrating you. Sometimes you just have to take a deep breath. And even sometimes a deep breath isn't enough because sometimes the computer or desktop, if you're like a early 2000s person, or your gadgets or even your phone start acting up. Sometimes you just have to take a deep breath in because you know that if you don't take that deep breath in, that phone is going to be smashed on the wall or even between the wall or even on the floor because I'm gonna tell you something. I was going to start this video and then my computer started acting up and that agitates my spirit because I wanted to do this video. So I'm gonna give you all a disclaimer. If this video doesn't come off as as the average prototypical and proverbial is truly in a video, you know, more upbeat, more vibesy, more groovy. Excuse him for this particular video because his computer was acting like a bitch. And on her behalf, I'm asking y'all to just excuse my my frustrated mood. Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. As you can see, it's Saturday night. It's weird for me to do a Saturday night video, but based on the current situation, I just wanted to lay some things out on the chess table so that you can play chess together throughout a few discussions. This video is not going to be long, but if you know my history, I have a tendency of saying that, then you go along. But I want to keep this shit short because I know some of y'all have a curfew for bedtime. Um, Sometimes you just have to take a deep breath in because, dude, you might not see it on my face, but brethren, I'm right now. I'm like hellfire. I'm just pissed off, but cause I'm resilient, I might just put that to the side of the road and just move on. Um, yeah, I just feel compelled and not repelled to do this video. That is, I got some comments, not on my profile, of course, but there is this footballer I'm fond of, and he joined Manchester United in January of this year. And before I get into that, before I get into that, I want to criticize the fan base of Manchester United. This ain't gonna be a big admonishment, but it might be. But a lot of you guys in the hearing of my voice, and even sometimes me to some degree, but not as much as most of you guys. Most of you guys have a tendency to criticize browbeat play whether it's players or the coach. Players or the coach. Case in point. When Jose Mourinho was Manchester United's manager in 2018 and United lost against West Brom in 2018 and Manchester United got 81 points under Mourinho in his second season in 2018. Mourinho was on Instagram. Mourinho was on Instagram and I was following Jose Mourinho, and to my somewhat surprise, I was displeased. Jose Mourinho came off Instagram, and it's been later revealed that the Manchester United supporters came in his comment section and started browbeating him. So I called him that he should come out of the club and even started to insult his family members, which isn't a good look for Manchester United supporters. See, I'm not the biggest spokesman of Manchester United supporters, but most of you guys need to do better than that. That is Chelsea-like behavior. That is other clubs' behavior. We shouldn't do that as Manchester United supporters. A lot of you guys, just because you have a fan account, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Facebook, you want to browbeat your manager, you want to beat your players. And speaking of players, that will segue me into the main meat of this podcast. Odion Ighalo, as you guys know, has signed an extra loan. Hold on, if that makes sense. An extra loan, yeah, I'm gonna make it make sense because I'm pissed off. An extra loan to stay until January 2021 on loan at Manchester United. So he'll be staying until January of next year. I follow Odion Ighalo on Instagram, and speaking of turning off comments, Odion Ighalo, based on a video I saw today, he was going on. I've never seen Ighalo being a browbeat or angry or pissed off, but he was doing this live video on Instagram. I would like to believe with most his brother or a close relative of his or a close buddy, and he was getting into why he turned off his comments on Instagram, and he was just going off. He was basically saying, "Yeah, man, that Ighalo of that Nigerian accent is, yeah, man, I don't want the negativity in my comment section, I don't want because they have negativities in their life. I don't. They shouldn't put it on me. They shouldn't put it on me. You know, I want to do what I do. I'll turn on my comment section when I want to turn my comment section, and something along those lines. So that's what he was trying to say. This is my take, bro. This is my take, and this isn't the best day or the best way to start a new week. But this is what I'm gonna say to most of you guys. And I got into it with this guy on Twitter. He was saying to the lines of well, if Odion Ighalo cannot accept criticism in his comment section, what does that say about him as a player? His mentality must be weak. His mentality must be wimpy. His mentality must be shaky. His mentality is not strong. His mentality is not elite. It's not. It's just weak. It's not elite. I said not necessarily. I replied to that guy and said not necessarily. And he was like, "What do you mean not necessarily?" I'm basically like, bro, you have to understand that there are two different types of criticism: constructive criticism and destructive criticism. Constructive criticism and destructive criticism. Let's start with constructive. Constructive criticism is basically what it means. For example, you work for this particular person at the job, and for the first 2 weeks you were doing good, and then since you had as a football term, you had a 2 week purple patch or purple spell. You start saying to yourself, all right, let me just lean off and become more complacent and so forth. And then your boss start getting your backside and say, why didn't you turn in the papers earlier? Why didn't you turn in the papers earlier? That is poor work from you. That's poor work ethic from you. I expect better. I expect better. Maybe that is not the best example, but that is basically constructive criticism. Constructive criticism. Destructive criticism is basically going like 180 degrees. Basically, you're just browbeating a person, saying like, okay, I'm a parent. I wish I was, but I'm not. Thank God. Your parents said to you, you ain't shit. You're just like a pooper. Excuse my vernacular for those that are not known for the Jamaican language. Excuse me. You don't know nothing. You can't read. Your father don't know shit. You ain't go become good like your father in the future. You ain't go get no job. You ain't shit. You're not good for nothing. That's basically destruct, destructive criticism. You're just browbeating a person's ego. And a lot of you guys are doing that in Odion Ighalo's comments and even for some other players' comments. Like I told you guys that I have harsh criticism against Anthony Martial and Paul Pogba. But you never see me browbeating them in their comment section. The best thing I would do is just unfollow them, like I did with Paul Pogba on Instagram. That's what I do. I just unfollow and unfollow Anthony Martial as well on Twitter. Not on Twitter, on well, I don't follow them on Twitter to begin with, but on Instagram, yeah, I used to follow them. They're not just didn't make any sense. Is elite mentality needed in football? Yes. If you want to become a top player, which I'm not, if you want to become a top player, elite mentality is needed to become a top player. What is elite mentality? Elite mentality is basically having thick skin. Let me repeat that. Having thick skin, not fat skin. Never get it misconstrued now. There's a difference between having fat skin, having subcutaneous fat as your thick skin, and having thick skin as your thick skin. You know what I mean? So don't compute the both. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So having an elite mentality is needed. This is the reality of it, bro. If you don't have any elite mentality, no, I was supposed to say, if you think that having an elite mentality is having one of them smooth sailing roads where you just driving on a couple of roses with women on the beck and call, just feeding your coconut water on every side and just rubbing down your chest and oiling up your back, I'm giving you a massage, then that's not the road to elite mentality. Elite mentality, as it states, it's going through rock roads, and saying to yourself, well, I have some journalists trying to browbeat me in the press, saying that I'm not a good striker, although I netted 15 goals in the league last season. But they're saying I'm not a good striker. But guess who needs to eat? Guess who have guess who have mouth to feed at home, so they have to talk shit about me. But I'm going to override and supersede over the criticism and other persons trying to browbeat me. I'm going to say, yo, I'm the shit. Ain't none of y'all better than me. I have elite mentality. You see me? None of y'all can beat me. Y'all ain't can score. Speaking of criticism, and probably should be his middle name, Cristiano Ronaldo criticism. Hold on. Cristiano criticism Ronaldo. Yeah. When Ronaldo was in England, like I heard some people saying when Ronaldo was in England, he didn't get criticism. He wasn't a hated player. Bro, obviously you didn't see what happened after the World Cup in 2006. Sir Alex Ferguson basically he said in an interview, he said that he was trying to get Cristiano Ronaldo on the phone, and he called about, I don't know, like 3 to 5 times and couldn't get Cristiano. After England lost to Portugal in the World Cup quarterfinals in 2006. Ronaldo knew he was going to get a lot of backlash from English supporters, and more specifically from his own Manchester United supporters. So one of the key things you need to understand about elite mentality and having strong and thick skin is becoming very competent. And how do you become competent? You go through adversity. Most times you won't be successful. Sometimes you won't be successful, but at least you go through it with the intention of saying, "Yo, I'm gonna go through the waters of or the shadows of death. I won't fear an evil, cause I know the God of heaven is with me." You know what I mean? So I know I'm the shit. Criticisms can go through one ear and go through the other ear. When you have elite mentality, which some guys say Odion Ighalo is lacking, I would necessarily say that. I would necessarily say that. Yes, you need an elite mentality to play at Manchester United. But if those criticisms are yik yacked at you and you're still scoring goals on the pitch, I mean, those criticisms should they didn't really rile you up a bit, did they? Aha, as Eddie Murphy would say in one of his movies. Aha, aha. Here's the thing. For some players, criticisms will browbeat them and their confidence would wane and go to the shitter. The only problem is that they just needed to flush the toilet and go down, way down in the shitter, way down into the pit. And for some other players, when they get criticisms, they say, yeah, all for those criticisms, I'ma use that as my whey protein and gain muscle and gain confidence and score more goals on the pitch. Yeah, I'ma use that criticism and yeah, and develop more confidence. And that is what Cristiano Ronaldo did. That's what you need to develop elite mentality, to develop thick skin. You get what I'm trying to say? So whenever you're trying to get thick skin, bro, whenever you're trying to have elite mentality and not weak mentality, you have to initially go through a stage of where you're struggling. You have to struggle to fight. I mean, you might go down one or two times, but it's how you respond. Are you going to stay down low like a 1990s lowrider, or are you going to come up like Jesus rising from the dead on Sunday morning? Which one of the two? Which one of the two? I would prefer the latter, but the latter is not the majority. But hear what I'm saying. Odion Ighalo, in my opinion, did the right thing. Some players just don't have that thick skin and they say, you know what, I'm not going to go through that BS. I don't want the negativity in my life. Speaking of negativity, you have to understand there are a lot of trolls on the internet. There are a lot of trolls. I mean, I have my tendency to troll, but when it comes down to like footballers and your lifestyle, bruh, I don't have no time for that, bruh. I really don't. Most persons do, especially through lockdown, and they don't have nothing to do. So that's what they do. They just troll players. But yeah, bro, some players just don't want to go through all that havoc. Cause basically I said in my comment when this guy was trying to challenge me and saying, well, if Odionega is acting like this, then he should be playing for Manchester United because he has a weak mentality. Not necessarily. Some players just don't want that negativity in their life. You get me? They just don't want that negativity in their life. Cause on the side they have a wife and they have like two or three children, and that's like hellfire already. So when you have chores on your internet page or Instagram page, that's like adding kerosene oil or dynamite to the fire. The only difference is that you need some marshmallows to just light it on the fire and just eat it. That's the difference. But in terms of mentality, you need to realize and recognize that if you're a player that is why I think why I think a lot of persons that had poor backgrounds like poverty, social issues like had parental issues, single mother, struggling to fight. Why do you think those guys don't care about what other people think, other than the average person that had the Theo Husband type of lifestyle where he was given food at his beck and call. He said, "Bitch, put these Fruit Loops in my mouth right now," and she feed him and give the Fruit Loops, the Fruit Loop in his mouth. we think will have more elite mentality. And this is why a lot of persons, because they have been coddled when they were smaller. They were sheltered when they were small. That's why they cannot handle the true world when they go out to work or play. Is me? Cause and even some of these persons become suicidal because they're like this is like a hard life. I wasn't prepared for this. And that's the reason that's and I put the blame on the parents because the parents didn't prepare their children for the reality of life. They didn't prepare they gave them a false and a faulty information of reality. But the reality is that's not the real reality. Persons that suffered when they were smaller, they knew how to fight. They became competitive. So they developed a strong sense of backbone and thick skin to be just like Cristiano Ronaldo. Maybe Ronaldo wasn't as poor as a peasant, as a piss poor peasant, but he was at least a certain degree he was poor. I mean, his father died at a young age. His mother was struggling to make ends meet. You know, so going back to Igala, bro, the thing is that I wouldn't say Igala has a weak mentality, although that can be, although time can tell. But as relates to most of the Manchester United supporters, stop, stop giving players of Manchester United, particularly Igala, since he's the MC of this video. Shout out to you, Odion Ighalo. Much love to you, brother. Yeah, yeah, man. Stop through salt, Odion Ighalo's game. Criticism is allowed, but not destructive criticism. Like saying a player of Odion Ighalo's caliber shouldn't be at Manchester United. Lewandowski should be at Manchester United. Luis Suarez kind of washed right now. But other strikers should be at Manchester United. Who is Odion Ighalo to be saying, you know, I'm going to turn off my comment section because I don't want criticism done my way. I think it's weak. Some persons just don't want the BS. Not everybody's going to be like a Cristiano Ronaldo, where criticism that comes to Cristiano Ronaldo is just going to lay off his back like water. Don't wash down back like with oil. It's not. It's not. Some players are not like that. And Cristiano Ronaldo has been getting hell ever since he has been in England, and he definitely got it when he was in Spain. But again, if other players cannot be like him, they don't have his mentality. They don't have his thick skin. Well, this is not thick, but you know what I'm saying. They just don't have his thick skin. It's me. Constructive criticism is needed to improve a player's game. Constructive criticism, not destructive criticism. Constructive criticism is needed to improve a players. For example, I was a constructive critic of Anthony Martial 2 to 3 months ago. When I said that Anthony Martial, despite him he's scoring goals, but he's not playing well, although he's scoring goals. That is my thing. And then this is where Anthony Martial shut me up. I'll even say it had on the screen. He scored against Chelsea at the bridge. You know what I mean? The London Bridge came tumbling down when Anthony Martial scored with another header from Harry Maguire. And even Harry Maguire, based on like 2 months ago, must have blocked someone based on saying must be criticizing Harry Maguire because Harry Maguire was walking and he didn't burn out the calories or something. And Harry Maguire, I think that was sensitive, but I ain't getting on to the captain because this ain't about. I'm talking about Onion Ighalo. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Um, yeah, bro. So different players respond differently to different criticism. So for some players, for some persons, they say criticisms to try to get under the skin of players. Basically, they want to boil the player's blood. They want to start boiling his blood, like get a rile out of him. Like, for example, just that's like some minutes ago, the computer was trying to get me frustrated, which it did, which it did. I'll even raise my hand guilty to that. I just need a Bible right here, so I just raise my hand to it. I just need a white flag to raise and say, hey, I'll surrender. The computer did get me frustrated, but the computer wasn't criticizing me, was it? Exactly. So there are some critics that will try to get under the skin of players, saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be at the club. You can't score goals, and all that kind of stuff." I basically say there's a difference between destructive criticism and constructive criticism. Odion Ighalo made the right choice, whether that's a betterment on his ego or his mentality, or it's a detriment on his mentality and his ego. Not every player has a strong ego. Not every player has a fragile ego. Players play to their strengths. If some persons cannot play, sorry, if some persons cannot take criticism, they knock off their comment section, or they just come off Instagram cold turkey like Jose Mourinho. For some players, they can say on Instagram and say, "You might treat the criticism like a mosquito trying to flee and flock at my left eardrum. I'ma just flock it off." Before I close this video, this is what you need to understand. As a player, because I've been getting criticism, not really on football, but I've been getting criticism all my life. Here's one thing you need to do: embrace criticism. Embrace criticism. Criticism not only develop your sense of backbone, not only does it develop doesn't only develop your strength of your ego or make you have more of an elite mentality, but it helps you to stand up more for yourself. Like if you don't get any criticism, bro, you just go live this lavish lifestyle like God just threw you out of the sky or something. And threw you into a sweet house or something. Like into a mansion. If you live a rough lifestyle and you know what it's like to be consistent, persistent, and confident to basically criticisms down your way, you know how to circumvent that and you know how to counteract that and interact with criticism. You're saying, bruh, I'm not I'm strong enough for your criticism. Fuck your criticism. Your criticism can suck my dick and go kiss your grandmother. That's hardcore, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. And on the other side, never feed into trolls, bro. Never feed into trolls. Again, I'm a troll on Twitter, a big one, by the way, if I said to myself. But as it relates to football, bro, our particular players' profiles, don't, nah. Because the thing is that if you as a person and someone is trolling you and you buy into that, you're playing into their hands. You're saying, gotcha, gotcha. I gotcha, 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 gotcha. I gotcha, I gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. You don't want that, bro. You want to ignore them ASAP. You want to ignore them ASAP. Some trolls might be persistent and be and not be resistant because they just want to get a rile out of you. But sometimes you just have to nip that criticism in the bud, bro. So my last take on Odion Ighalo is that he made the right choice. Made the right choice. Cut off the comments section cold turkey. Cause I was kind of getting irritated with Odion because I'm like, brethren, I just started to follow you on Instagram. Why you just went off your? Why you don't want me to comment on your pictures or something? That's why you just cut them off, my brother. When I'm trying to support you on Instagram to a follow. I mean, what's that about, bro? And then he's like, nah, nigga, nah. You know what I mean? These players just these persons just criticize me and say I ain't good for Manchester United. And say, yo, who is this nigga to be playing for Manchester United? Yeah, understanding, brother. Understanding. Yeah. So as relates to playing for Manchester United, bro, you need a strong mentality to play for Manchester United. But does that mean you shouldn't cut off your comment section if you're getting criticism? No. Criticisms can be a good thing. It can up your game and it can down your game, especially if it's destructive criticism. And even if it's destructive criticism, that should that should just wash off your back, bro. Like it's just going down a slide, like from the sky to the pit of earth. Like it should just roll down your back. It shouldn't. I mean, it's easier said than done, but you shouldn't care what other people think of you. You shouldn't. When you don't, you develop sense of self-respect and you develop a strong sense of backbone. So we're getting lengthier, bro. It's one of those you know, Odenugal did the right thing. Stop criticizing Odenugal. Destructive criticism. Stop that. That's a bad look on you. Odenugal is basically saying, bro, if you're doing these stuff, that means you don't have no life. No life at all. Stop that. Stop that. In terms of constructive criticism, sure. Don't try to browbeat a player. It's not a good look. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Yeah. Embrace a new week. Embrace new challenges. Hashtag for this video. Sense of backbone. Sense of backbone. Yeah. Audio girl, sense of strong backbone. Elite mentality. Hashtag elite mentality. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace.